Hey, this is Clint from CT Mad Mods, and today I'm changing the gearing on my Suzuki Samurai. It's an absolutely beautiful day, spring day in Anchorage, Alaska. It's 41 degrees. We're heading out to the valley, to the Tracker Gang compound. I talked to Kevin, and I've got a Samurai rear axle out there and a Suzuki Sidekick rear axle. And I'm gonna get both of those, chop them up and turn them into a hybrid axle for the rear end of my Samurai. And of course, can't go anywhere without Ronin. All right, we're almost there. Well, we're here. Tracker Gang compound. This is the Sidekick that I got my 1.6 liter 16 valve out of, and apparently there is an axle housing in that snowbank somewhere. So I'm gonna get a shovel and start looking for it. I already found these Samurai axle housings. He told me they're right by the door, so that should be easy. But I'm not real sure where these other axle housings are. The reason I'm doing this is because like Ron Lucian on the Fab and Adventures YouTube channel, he built a hybrid axle housing, and you use a Sidekick or Tracker center section so you can put a beefier third member in the rear end, and you still use the tubes from the Samurai axle. So the reason why you do that is just it's kind of like doing a 3/4 ton upgrade to a 1/2 ton truck. You know, you're beefing up what's there. And so I could totally build a jig and do this myself, but I got on TrailTough's website the other day and noticed that those housings, when they were building them and selling them, they were about 500 bucks shipped. And you know, $500 isn't a horrible price, but I got on the phone with them and they're completely out of the parts to build them. So what William told me over at TrailTough was, he said, man, if you can get the parts and mail them to me, I'll build you this hybrid housing. And I could totally do this, but I don't have a jig and I don't have all of the stuff set up or the expertise or know-how, because I've never done one. And he said he would make me a really good deal if I could send him the stuff and have it built. And he said he has a really fast turnaround. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get the parts, chop them up, stick them in a box, mail them to TrailTough, and then have them build that axle housing for me. Kevin said he thinks that this housing is right behind this Sidekick, and this is gonna be fun. Where are you running off to? This stuff is solid. It's been coming off of this roof, melting and thawing and freezing. It's an ice block, so I'm gonna keep chipping away at it. All right, after digging 47,000 test holes and a little bit of texting from Kevin, I think I found it. It's in that solid ice. Well, I think I found it. Oh my God. All the runoff from this roof has frozen several times, and man, that thing is solid, stuck to the ground. So I'm gonna have to wrap a strap around it or something and drag it out of here with my truck. But it ain't coming right out, that's for sure. All right, Ronan's gonna drive, and I'm gonna be back here watching, and we're gonna try and figure out how to get this thing out of this ice that it's in. Don't have, totally came unprepared. Don't have a lot of tools with me today, but what I did have was a tie down strap from my trailer, and a shackle and a strap. And I'm gonna tie this thing up on that hitch as close as possible. Ronan's got it in 4-low, and so we're gonna give her the old 1-2, I guess. Hopefully we don't break nothing. All right, Ronan. You ready, buddy? Let me get out of the way. All right, go forward, Ronan. That didn't last very long. I don't think this strap is rated. This thing's frozen in the ground. You hear me? Oh well. Well, that little sucker can stay there as far as I'm concerned. Wow, frozen. I couldn't find my ice chipper this morning, and I don't know. I've been sick for a week, so I'm done even trying with that. All right, we're gonna load this Samurai axle housing into the bed of the truck. I got these last summer for $100 or something from one of our friends, and so load that sucker up and bring it to the shop, and I'm gonna cut that off right there and right there, send them axle tubes to TrailTough. And my plan B is, Randy Gibbs had reached out to me and told me he had some extra sidekick center sections, and he said he would send one over to TrailTough for me. I just was trying to use the one that I have. I need to get those gears anyways. That sidekick axle housing that I was going to use is the 430 gears that I had planned on using. The only thing keeping me from pulling that axle out of here is this one bolt, and thank the good Lord that I keep tools in my truck. Samurai housing in the bed of my truck. It's gonna fight me all the way. All right, let's go. You ready to go, dude? Let's get out of here. What a fiasco. Okay, so that didn't work out as planned. I didn't get the housing that I wanted to get, but the end result's gonna be the same. I'm just gonna buy one from Randy and have him ship it over to TrailTough for me. I'm gonna cut these tubes off, and I'm gonna send them out as well. And hopefully here in a week or so, I'll be getting a hybrid axle housing back from TrailTough. That's right, I'm about to pull that third member out of here. I got another third member. I got some 430 gears with a locker. Okay, we got the axle apart, and we are about to throw this new diff in. It's looking pretty good. RCVs are still doing their thing. Might have to change some oil though, some grease. Put some right stuff on here. Okay, I got it all put back together. And check this out. I went to TrailTough and got one of their hybrid Suzuki Sidekick center section axles built with the Samurai tubes. And we just installed that too. We got 430 gears in the front and the back, and I have Spartan lockers in the front and the back. Let me lock these hubs. and go play in the ditch. All right, maybe not a ditch, but we're gonna go out in the woods and find ourselves some little areas where we can kind of tweak this sucker out and see how she does. Kevin's behind me in his Samurai. It's super windy, so we're gonna try and keep it in the woods. Of course, we have some help from Ronan today too. This trail is called Dozer Trail in Jim Creek, and it's kind of the back way to get over to the river crossing. There's some really cool trails that jet off to the right here, and they call them the crossover trails, and they're really neat. They're kind of technical, and they kind of run a ridge all the way back to the river. I got Kevin and his other Samurai for moral support. Hopefully we don't get stuck or anything. The whole reason why I did these 430 gears and lockers was to make it a little bit more wheelable. And everybody said, don't do it. You're gonna lose all of your turning radius and everything else. So far, what I've noticed is in four-wheel drive, I can still turn with power steering. But they're right, it's not as good. I think having a locker in the front end, really the type of driving that you do, the four-wheeling that you're going to end up doing, will dictate whether or not you should pay a little bit more and get an ARB or some sort of e-locker. But right now I've just got a Spartan in there. The type of trails we go on are basically gravel roads with mud holes, and for the most part I just need to be able to go straight. So far I like the locker. I really do like the 430 gear. I lost miles per hour on the top end, but my fifth gear is totally usable now, so that's a big plus. I do have the 6.5 gears in my transfer case. I think I would probably be better off with a different, like maybe a 6.4 or something like that. But right now, taking off from a dead stop from a red light is really good compared to the 373 gears that I used to have in here. This type of stuff, I'm literally just in two-wheel drive and high range. Obviously this is ruts, but I'm not dragging on anything except for that tree. This is pretty rutted up, but still not very muddy. But how about I put it in low gear and do a little bit of tweaking of my frame and stuff and see how it does with four-wheel drive. Oh, so easy.
That's just as deep.
Well, as you can see, it's doing really good. So I'm super stoked about the twin lockers, front and rear, and 430 gears. Like that little blinking light. It's pretty cool. Yeah, me and Ronan are super impressed with how good this thing rides with the lockers and the 430 gears. Even in first gear, like two-wheel drive, it's slow enough to where you can kind of creep down the trails. You're not having to feather the throttle at all. And I was really worried that I was going to have to get some sort of hydraulic steering to compensate for that locker, but it's really not affected. As you can see, it flexes pretty good. And then 4 low with the lockers, I didn't even really have to get on the gas at all. It just kind of crept through those big old ruts. Totally capable now. Before I would have to kind of hit the throttle a little bit and get some momentum going in that four-wheel drive even, but not anymore. 1.6 liter 16 valve has plenty of power, got lots of gearing now, and it just walks around. As always, thanks for watching my video.